Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Passing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
It is among the best part of our day. We hope it's among the best part of your day as well. This is the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. He is Braylon Edwards. I am Matt Sheppard. We're glad you're with us on this Thursday afternoon, and you will be traveling sometime soon. You look sharp as always. How are you, my friend?
Appreciate it, man. Good to talk to you. Good to see you as well. I will be, man. I'm going back to a place in which, brought me some good times, brought me some bad times, but I think at 42, I'm ready to let bygones be bygones, man, and start anew, man. I'm going back to Cleveland.
How did this come about?
Listen to Ricky. Appreciate that. But Ricky knows. We're going to have this conversation because I told Ricky I'll get into that. But I work with a group from time to time, and they present me with, things that if I want to do it, I can do it, and there'll be a conversation, blah, blah, blah. This one came across right at the right time. Ricky and I were talking, essentially, and I said, I want to bury the hatchet with Cleveland. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Ohio, Michigan, they hate each other. Ohio hates Michigan a lot worse. Ohio State, Michigan, there's a rivalry there. But the city of Cleveland, city of Cincinnati, fast forward, they hate everything that is north of them, which is the state of Michigan, all the cities. It was rough when I got drafted. I could have not known what it would be like playing in Cleveland. I assumed that the rivalry was Ohio State, Michigan. Once that's over, you're in our town.
Right,
welcome.
makes sense.
Yeah. Derek Alexander.
Like we do here.
100%. Derek Alexander played there. Leroy Horde played there. Fast forward. It's not the same there. And then when your team isn't having success, when they're still bad and they're still pissed that they left, that, what's his name, sold the team, they're still mad. Modell sells the team. So my 4 or 5 years in Cleveland was give and take. There was great times like 07, you make the Pro Bowl, 16 touchdowns, break records the whole 9 years. But the other time I was there, 3-13, somebody's got to pay for it. They egged my house. Oh. They broke windows out in my car. This is legit things that they did, especially around November, the Michigan-Ohio State game. And I was always like, but I played for your city. Yeah. Like, let go. Looking back 42 years old, you can't make the whole of Cleveland pay for a few people. Or you can't let a few people curve your mind. Cleveland Cal Browns, they took an opportunity. They drafted a kid out of Michigan. Gave me a platform. They gave me 4.5 years. There was some great years, made the Pro Bowl. I met some amazing people within the organization, within that city. I was able to work with them and educate some of their kids and do scholarships. So much good happened in Cleveland that the couple comments, the couple things online, and a couple things that my insurance, thank God I had good insurance, covered. It's forgettable. And so I got this opportunity to go to KeyBank, work with them, do some autographs, sign some pictures, a fireside chat, if you will. Things like this are important because I've been missing out on. This is a major part of my life. You get drafted at 22. I was there until I was 27, essentially.
Yeah, those are the most formative years of your life.
Yeah. And to not have a
just
connection.
past college. Yeah.
And so I'm excited. I'm excited God put me on this path. I'm excited this came about. And I'm excited to get to Cleveland, man, and see what the response is. I think also, too. It's never what we think.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Did you talk to other players who played at Michigan in Cleveland and see how they were treated to try and prepare you for that experience?
I never did, but on the flip side of that question, I had conversations with players that came after me. I never talked to Derek Alexander. I never talked to Leroy Horde. Yeah. Aaron Shea was there, so Aaron was there when I got drafted. Shout out to Aaron Shea. So I got a chance to talk to Aaron. Aaron Aaron's just a likable guy wherever he goes. After I played there, Shep, I told Jabril Peppers, I said, hey, Cleveland as a Michigan Wolverine, it's a different type of place. Yeah. I said, you better be on your P's and Q's. You better be about football and all the extra stuff that you want to do. Don't do it in Ohio. Like, you want to go out and have. I'm big at. You want to go out and have fun. Go to Miami. You go out of the country. Don't do anything in Ohio but play football. Don't question anything.
Facts.
Well, he didn't listen. And then his first interview when he got traded to the Giants was with the New York Times, and it was about being a Michigan player in Ohio. Same thing happened with Donovan Peoples-Jones. Tried to tell him that information. Shout out to DPJ. Love him. Love his mom and his. Go to church together. He didn't want to listen either. And soon as he left, the first thing he said, man, why you ain't tell me it was going to be like this? Correction, I did tell you.
I did,
it was going to be like that.
That's exactly what I said.
And now you got another one this year.
Yeah.
You got drafted. Shout out to Ben Graham.
Mason Graham,
Mason
Shout
Graham.
out. And I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think the reception is going to be, and how has it been on social media, at least recently? I can get maybe a time ago when you were there and you were in the heat of the moment, and I thought you spelled it out perfectly. But what do you think that reception is going to be like when you go back?
And taking the time to look at it, man, talking to my mom, my dad, and people about it, I think the reception is going to be well. And I only have been thinking that within the last month. Like, I never would have thought the reception was well. I assume so much of the smaller population versus what the bigger population is. It's going to be a well-received crowd, if you will. It's still some haters on social media, and that's a lot of fun.
That's always going to happen. I mean, you're never. I mean, social media is the bane of our existence for the most part. So don't let that ruin you. A friend of mine, Kirk Gibson, once said, you're climbing the ladder. Everybody's grabbing at your ankles, trying to pull you down. So I try not to judge everything by social media, and I'm glad you have the expression where you're not going to paint everybody with a broad brush, right? I don't think, to Ricky's point, Taylor Decker gets drafted here.
Yeah.
Chris Spielman was here. Tyreek Williams is now here. I think people have
even
always
Jeff
been
Okudah,
fired up.
They wanted him to be successful here.
Well, for sure. And the reason they may not have embraced him as much had nothing to do, from what I can understand, with Ohio State. It's just that he wasn't a very good corner.
Yeah, we don't
And
care,
he sure
man.
wasn't worth a top 5 pick. So I think therein lies maybe the difference. Maybe I'm living in a little bit of a bubble there. Maybe there are people out there. Taylor Decker could correct me. Chris Spielman could correct me. I don't think that's the case.
I've always looked at Ohio as not caring about what you did on the football field. In terms of, this was the perception then, in terms of the comments. Like, they still saw University of Michigan. And then when the team's not having any success, it's a constant reminder. So it's just different. You look at LSU and Alabama, they hate each other. It's a huge rivalry. But when Crimson Tide cats get drafted to New Orleans Saints, who that? That's all they care. You're now a member of Who Dat Nation. So it's just different in Ohio. I remember giving the clerk, very first time I went to a grocery store in Ohio, when I got my house, I gave the clerk, my ID to get groceries. I was buying some alcohol at the grocery store amongst groceries. Oh, you're from Michigan. She didn't care about football.
Right.
All she saw was Michigan, and instantly she heated up. So that's deeply rooted in the state of Ohio. F the whole state of Michigan, which is in their fight song.
Wow.
That's fine, man. F them too. But Bray, here's another question, all right?
Okay, talk to me.
Not about the reception, but when you go back there, what is there to do in Cleveland, man? What is there to do? Do they got a nightlife?
Well, wait a minute. Have you been to Cleveland?
I've been there, but I've never been there to experience the scene.
No,
Let me just say
Cleveland's
that
got
much.
some good spots, man. Yeah. I mean,
Talk to you.
what do you mean? What is there to do? Can you imagine? I did an interview once with a guy in Seattle, and he started it by saying, I was in Detroit, and I was there to cover this event, and I stayed in my hotel because I didn't want to go out because I didn't want to get shot. And I literally said to him, I said, so you're going to bring me on, you're going to rip on my city when you don't even experience my city? You're an idiot.
Hold on.
Stop being small-minded. What do you mean, what's there to do in Cleveland? You've been there, but you've never been out in Cleveland? Bray, what's there to do in Cleveland?
Shep, I'm sorry, bro.
Hold on. I'm not going to let you jump on my boy like that, because for years there was nothing to do in Cleveland outside of, like, if you're talking about the normal, you can go to any city and go to a restaurant. You can go to any city and find a place to shop. You can go to any city and go to an establishment and have some excitement while you watch a game. You can do this in any city in America. So, yes, there are those things. But when I went to Cleveland in 2005, it was a much different city. The Flats were a desolate town. They kept trying to sell me on the Flats. The Flats is the most amazing thing. It wasn't what they made it out to be. Maybe it was in 97 when the Indians were good, now the Guardians, but it wasn't like that. The shopping wasn't the same as I was accustomed in different cities, and the people were different.
Yeah.
So I had to adjust that. Now a lot of restaurants downtown, they've opened up. They got a parlay spot that's really cool.
Yeah.
Some more higher end hotels and establishment. If you're a fan of baseball, their baseball situation is a great place to catch a game. Like
yeah,
if
it
you
looks
drive
like
up as a Tigers fan, go watch a Guardians game, Tigers Guardians.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
a great interactive area, a ton of little bars and restaurants. They're trying to build the flats up, and the surrounding area is nice. They got a Top Golf, and so they've
that's not gonna
evolved.
last.
So we can have some fun in Cleveland. See, this is me, Cleveland.
Yeah,
I'm
look at you,
stating
man.
the olive
Hey,
branch.
Shep, hey,
You know,
Shep.
do you receive
That's
the olive
growth
branch,
right
Cleveland?
there, man. That's growth.
There we go, man. I'm trying to extend the olive branch.
Hey, you know it's Shep.
Now we just need
I get
Kool-Aid.
it now.
Now we need Kool-Aid to grow a little bit.
I agree.
Hey, listen, I would, and I get it now. At first, I was sitting here like, man, he's really standing on business for Cleveland. Like, why does he
Yeah.
go so? And then when I heard he was from there, I was like, I recognize that look.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've stood on business for Detroit like that for years.
Yeah.
No matter the ups, no matter the downs, no matter
Yeah,
what people can see. So I get it.
Some of the stuff really, especially with our town, drives me nuts. I was in Atlanta one time getting ready to call Pistons and Hawks, and these two guys were having a meal, and they were said, "We better just hope that Detroit." This was back in the, in the heyday with Wallace and Billups and Hamilton, the going to work crew. And these two guys said, "We better hope that Detroit doesn't win this whole thing. They'll burn the city down." And I was on my way to deliver the media food tray to the kitchen. And I literally stopped and I pivoted and I said, "What are you guys talking about? Do you have any clue what you're talking about at all? This is how misinformation gets spewed."
Yeah.
And I said, "Do you know how many championships? Do you know how many big events our city has held? And how many problems? Are you guys talking about 1984 because one cab was turned upside down and some idiot took a picture on the bottom of it, or what turned out to be in the top? Is that what you're talking about? Because we've had championships at the collegiate football and basketball level and hockey level. There's been no problems. We've had all-star games. We've had baseball championships. We've had football. Oops. We've had hockey championships. We've had NBA championships. And there were no problems. Why don't you remember Los Angeles when they went nuts? And they won an NBA championship, or Vancouver when they lost in the playoffs,
People get
not
shot
in the
in-
Stanley Cup Finals.
People
Narrative.
get shot in Kansas City every year when they win.
Right, at a parade, for crying out loud.
Right.
Did that ever happen during the Red Wings parade or the
Never.
Pistons parade? No, because I was in both of those parades.
Because the narratives around cities, like when there are narratives around cities, man, they're going to stick to those narratives. And when you have leagues and when you have media that continues to push narratives on a city, like what are people to think? That they're going to believe with the masses. That becomes a message. In the 80s, they hated Detroit. In the NBA space, you know what that was about. The Detroit Pistons kind of getting in the middle of their natural order of things. They hated that, and they were a dirty team. So they were able to put this dirty moniker on Detroit, which is going through a lot of drugs, a lot of killings, a lot of violence in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so you start to talk about the city and the sport at the same time. This becomes the message. Oh, Detroit is this. This is what Detroit is.
Right.
And you follow that message. Other cities have gone bankrupt. Other cities have had corrupt mayors along
they
the
have.
way.
Yeah. Hi,
D.C.
Chicago.
and New York,
Right.
Chicago.
Right.
But they don't mention that consistently. Detroit, they're still talking about Kwame
Yes.
and what the
Right.
situation was.
Yeah.
So once the
Amen.
narrative gets on your city,
Amen.
the media in all four sports, they push that media, they push that narrative. The NHL, they haven't helped the Red Wings in any draft. The NBA hasn't helped the Pistons with the exception
right.
of K.
Yeah.
The Lions, etc. That's different. Baseball, well, that's on us. 2 first rounders, that's on us. But yeah.
And they almost
The
thought
narrative.
they got us with K. They were like, yeah.
Because they thought he wasn't going to be what he
Then
is.
his leg went out, right?
Well,
luckily,
I'm
the
not a
Pistons
conspiracy
got
theory
that-
when it
got
comes to
that
the
right.
league. I don't think the league was trying to diss or help the Pistons. The only one that I worry about with the NBA was the Patrick Ewing going to New York.
Frozen out. So if you believe in that, then you have to believe in more than that. Why did San Antonio Spurs
I didn't say I
keep getting-
believed in it. I said that's the only one I wonder about.
Oh.
You know, I heard that story. I did wonder about it a little bit. San Antonio seems to have great fortune. I don't know how that happens, but
Dallas gets
okay,
the
let's
number
say
one
that it
pick.
does. Yeah.
After what transpires during the year.
That's right. I mean, there are some things that if it's a logical line of thought to question it, and I think that's okay. But back to your point, I've said this forever. It's really hard to change people's minds.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the hardest things to do. Like I say this to my kids all the time. There are 2 phrases, each with 3 words that are really hard for people to say. I am sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's a few
lies.
things. But when it comes to how you view somebody or an athlete or an organization or a city in this case, it's hard to change people's minds. Once you get something stuck in your mind, you're going to think about that all the time.
And I'm glad that people that can actually say those words. I'll give you a great example. Cam Jordan's one of the best defensive players in the last 25 years. Will be in Canton someday when his time comes. He came to the NFL draft last year, 775,000 people. We broke the record. We did an amazing job, Detroit. You put on. Congrats to you. I was talking to him at one of the meetings. It would have been a Friday breakfast with the commish. He pulled me to the side and he said, man, I didn't know it was like this. I knew him beforehand. We had mutual friends. We hung out a little bit. A lot of Detroit jokes back in the day when we were partying in Miami. Those jokes didn't come to the forefront last year. He told me what he liked about my city. He talked about it from afar, what the perception was, and then he talked about what he saw. So I appreciate someone actually giving the city a chance, and that's what people need to do, to your point. Give things a chance. Don't just rest on what someone says and it became your thought as well. Check something out. If you don't like somebody, why don't you like that person? If you don't like a city, go to that city. Why don't you like that city?
Yeah, explore it.
If that person's still a ball, then I get it.
I get it too. I know who I do like.
Yeah.
Vin Johnson. I know you like him too, don't you?
100%.
Yeah.
He is the fighter for you. Vin Johnson Law, VinFights.com. Look, they're tough, tenacious trial lawyers. That's what you get at VinJohnson.com. And he doesn't matter if it goes to trial or if there's a settlement. He's the fighter, and he is the guy for you. Sign up, VinFights.com, man. This is the guy for you. The fight is always ready at Vin Johnson Law.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Armani and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, man. The largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with the top brands of massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. Is located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road, right down the street from us, man. Experience the luxury, comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He's the wellness doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. So make sure you check that out, man. Book a visit right now at massagechairhouse.com, or you can scan the QR code. It's right above my head, man. Massage Chair House, your ticket to the ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Somebody said Dayton is the best city in Ohio, and you know what? Look, Brady Quinn is a good friend of the show. He will be on here a couple times this year. He's from Dayton. Brady's a good guy. I can rock with Dayton.
Yeah, I
gotta see it though.
I like Dayton. If that's, with all due respect, if that's the best city in Ohio, they've got some climbing to do. Right?
I got no jokes.
Yeah.
I'm on my peace with Ohio until I come back and we'll talk. If I was well received, then we'll keep the peace. If not, all hell's gonna break loose.
What if you went there and it did go bad?
And it went bad? Well, this is gonna test the relationship. The Lord I keep bringing in here every day.
Right.
It's gonna test that relationship.
100%.
It is what it is. I don't think it could do anything but the energy that I give it. And I'm going there with positive energy. I'm going there with good times. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to go.
You should be. Look, if people got to know you, here's the problem, guys.
Oh, I'm a butthole on the surface, huh?
Huh?
I'm messing with you.
I really, I mean, you know how much I respect athletes. They're private people. They should be.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to get in an athlete's space. There's only so much you can do, right? Braylon having us over for dinner last Sunday, was incredible. It was a great experience. It shows you something about him. There's not many athletes who who are willing to become, good friends with people outside that certain circle.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for doing
Right,
it.
100%.
Okay, I don't blame them at all. I used to host a radio show with Rick Mahorn on a regular basis, and people used to say, "Oh, you guys must be best friends. You sound like you're best friends."
Yeah.
I'm friends with Rick. You know how many people Rick knows through the NBA and through entertainment and all this stuff?
Yeah.
How many people does Braylon know through track and field, NFL, entertainment, City of Detroit, public officials, his father's friends? How much room do you have in your bubble?
Yeah.
It's a Seinfeld episode. I don't have any room for any more friends. Maybe that's what it is for some of them. So for Braylon to go back and embrace Cleveland, understanding that there are going to some people, they're not going to like him. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's hard for us to fathom that.
There's some people in Michigan that don't like me.
There's just some
So
hard.
that's
That's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to please them. If you're going to let them spoil it for you, then that's on you.
Yeah.
Don't let them drag you down. All right.
This is real.
Yeah. So I'm happy you're going. I think it's going to be awesome, and I hope they embrace you the right way. And if they don't, screw them. I mean, shame on them.
I was gonna wear something Michigan on
Well,
the
that
way
might
down.
piss them off.
But,
Yeah,
but I
you
said,
would've questioned it
you
there.
know what? I'm gonna start anew. I'm not wearing anything Michigan. It's not because I'm ashamed of Michigan. Y'all know I wear that on my sleeve. But I won't engage past my my rubber band that says the winningest franchise.
Yeah,
ever, you know what I'm saying?
there's
But
no
that's
reason.
cool.
There's no reason to antagonize.
Yeah,
Are you gonna wear?
this is
Are you
something.
gonna wear your Browns jersey, or is that in a frame?
No. That's in the frame.
Okay.
Right. To wear the Browns jersey, they got to bring me on the field during the season. I put the Browns jersey back
Okay.
on. You hear that, Cleveland? You want me to put that 17 back on, man? Invite me to a game. I come support the team. Like, you guys gave me an opportunity. Cleveland, I thank you. 3rd pick overall in 2005. Hey, look, I got no complaints. I got no gripes. I love it. You want me to put that 17 back on? You invite me to a game, I'll be there with bells on, as they say.
Hey, speaking of jerseys, yesterday
They better not be playing the Lions, though.
That's right.
Or the
Stand on
Jets.
That'll be
Now,
hilarious.
Stand on business.
So this takes it in a different direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Because immediately you said that, KG goes like this.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel it. I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
But I want you to hearken back to the very first Major League Baseball game of this season, when the Tigers were in Los Angeles at Chavez Ravine, which is a beautiful place.
I thought you were talking about,
I mean,
you
talk-
about
if
Japan.
you're talking about good places to watch baseball, that's one of them. Okay, bucket list. Even though I'm not a Dodgers fan, it is a hell of a place to watch.
Best
a
one I've
baseball
ever
game.
been to.
Yeah, it's awesome. Kirk Gibson throws out the first pitch for the Dodgers. They invited him out. He's wearing a Dodgers uniform. Again, they invited him out. He is an icon there.
Yeah.
Just like he should be an icon here.
I think he is.
Well, you do, but he's more celebrated in Los
He
Angeles
didn't get the
than,
love,
he is,
yeah.
than he is by
Really?
the Tigers.
Okay.
Oh, by far.
Interesting.
They have a mural. There's somebody who painted a mural of him. He and I went to it when they unveiled it when we were in Los Angeles, and he and his wife Joanne and I went there. It's awesome, right? Of him hitting that home run and doing
As he
the
should.
lawnmower, whatever it may be. People in Detroit were pissed that he was out there with a Los Angeles Dodgers uniform on. They were pissed that he was wearing the jersey and that he threw out the first pitch because it was against the Tigers. So when you say, as long as they're not playing the Lions, you played for Cleveland, even though you're from Detroit.
Well, I was being funny in the sense that I was giving you some love to the fans, showing that I do support the Detroit Lions. Like, let's call it a spade a spade. Yes, I'm wearing the Cleveland Browns jersey because they gave me the opportunity. And I never played for the Detroit Lions. So, yeah, that would be an easy one. But it also would be an easy one if I was Kirk Gibson. And let's put it in my shoes. If the New York Jets invite me to MetLife Stadium this season, which they already have, I'll be out there, and the Lions were playing, or excuse me, not the Lions, the Browns were playing, or the 49ers were playing, or the Seahawks were playing, it's a no-brainer. One, they brought me out, and it's the team I play for.
Yeah.
And it would be the same if Seattle brought me out. It'd be the same if the 49ers brought me out.
Same if Cleveland brought you out.
100%. They chose to bring me out. They drafted me. I played for them. It's a cool thing. Yeah, it's easy. I don't know why Tigers fans are upset.
Otherwise, it's a
Yeah.
show of disrespect.
He did the same thing essentially for the Dodgers that he did for you. What's the difference?
Yeah, right.
He did
Helped them win a
you a solid. He
championship.
did them a solid.
Yeah. That's the right way to go about
Yeah.
it. So yesterday we talked about Art Monk's jersey being finally, after 30 years for crying out loud, being retired by Washington. And it got me thinking, who are some players today in the NFL whose jersey will be retired? And please don't say with all due respect to Jahmyr Gibbs. It's not a long enough sample size. The resume is not there yet. All right. Give me some names of guys you think, they're getting retired.
Just off the cuff?
Just off the cuff.
All right. Well, 15 for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Stafford.
Stafford.
Definitely getting retired.
8 for the Pittsburgh. I was.
I'm sorry.
You gotta let me get mine.
I know. I'm waiting on Ricky. Ricky jumped that gun pretty quick.
He's gonna get back to that one.
Free for all. My bad.
So you said 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but you mean it in Green Bay.
Aaron
I
Rodgers.
understand.
Aaron Rodgers is going. Patrick Mahomes is going to go in. Von Miller is going to go in. We'll talk about that move because that affects the conference, if you will. Von Miller is going to go in for his ballot. Who's some offensive lineman? Zach Martin. Well, I guess
Von Miller in Denver.
Von Miller.
Yeah. Okay.
Von Miller.
Did you
Denver.
say King Henry?
Tyron Smith, Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Trying to
okay.
think who.
How about Mike Evans for Tampa?
He's in.
Yeah.
Last year submitted.
I would think so. Right? Anybody else? You said 15 in KC.
Yeah. Did you say King Henry?
Yeah. Derrick Henry's in there.
Yeah.
For which team though?
Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
He'll be Tennessee Titans.
All right.
How
How about Travis? How about Travis Kelce? I know it's
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce.
It's nauseating.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Travis
I'll forget
Kelce,
about him.
George Kittle.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kittle already.
But this is But you know what's funny about that question, Shep? This is a different day and age. Like now, the Hall of Fame is a little bit easier to get into, and it's a little more politically centered around popularity and what's going on at the time.
Yeah.
Case in point, Tony Maselli never sniffed getting into the Hall of Fame until the Jacksonville Jaguars got to the AFC Championship, and now he's getting in. So, I think for sure.
That's really interesting. I thought of one other one that I think he's an underrated player. I don't think DTs get nearly enough credit, but Cam Hayward has been one of the best representatives of the Pittsburgh Steelers in his career, and I think he's played at such an incredibly high level, including last year where he was outstanding.
I don't like the term take. Here's a great conversation.
Yeah.
T.J. Watt's not T.J. Watt without the guy to his right, which is Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
Like Cam Hayward has been the best or floating around the best at that position for the last 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
T.J. Watt, like when you have somebody like Cam Hayward, what he's able to do, we saw the same thing in college. I mean, he was dominant at Columbus, but when you got Cam Hayward next to you, it allows you so much more freedom because he's able to take on double teams. He's also able to just disrupt the play in such a way. It's one-on-one with a guy like T.J. Watt. You can't let him go one-on-one for a whole game. Yeah. That's what Cam Hayward has allowed him to do for his whole career. Hey, it's not necessarily when you get picked. It's where you go into this league. And T.J. went to a league that had Cam Hayward.
All right, here's what we have to broach because Ricky said it. Ricky said Matthew Stafford.
I wasn't happy about it.
You weren't happy that you said it. Or you weren't happy at the reaction.
No, no, I wasn't happy that I had to say it, but we were being objective, so you got to say it.
Okay,
but I'm not happy I had to say
it. You're not happy that you think it should or could happen. You don't think it's deserving.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I told you I was mad when Stafford went and won the Super Bowl. I'm still bitter about that. Never got over it.
Yeah,
and I feel you.
So you think he should have gone and failed?
No, it's not that. I don't think he should have gone. But the fact that he went and then won it with the next team, I'm just like a bitter ex. Like it's like you broke up with me and got married to the next dude. Like
Copy
I feel
that.
it.
Yeah, copy that.
Yeah, it's purely emotion.
I think it'd be really hard for. I'm not sure this franchise would retire his number.
Stafford?
Yeah. So people are clear, it's number 20 for Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
It should be for Lem Barney too, but it's for Barry Sanders. But it's also worn by Lem Barney and Billy Sims. It's 22 for Bobby Lane, right? It's 56 for Joe Schmidt. It's 37 for Doak Walker, and it's 85 for Chuck Hughes, right? Yeah. I don't think 80. Correct me if I'm wrong here. 85. 85 might not be retired. It may just be out of circulation. Chuck Hughes died on the field of play. I'm trying to think, is 81 retired? Did they retire Calvin? I don't think they did. I think they. So putting it in the Ring of Honor and retiring it are two different things, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. How about second? I'm pretty sure they put it in the Ring of Honor.
Right. I'm pretty sure they did too.
No, they did that day he came back. Yeah. When he came back.
Right, when Sheila came out and
Oh,
introduced
yeah.
her.
They ain't going no more, I tell you that.
Lions
She hasn't been
fans.
booed in a while. But
They celebrate her, and rightfully so. She's done a really good job.
yeah, she
So what do you
changed
think
her
about
last
number?
name.
What do you think about number 9?
Why wouldn't you retire it? If you're talking about, not retire. You're talking about putting in the Ring of Honor or retiring the number?
Retiring the number.
No.
Okay. You wouldn't retire it because he had a losing record here. You wouldn't retire it because he never won a playoff game here.
You can start with the second one. He never won a playoff game. Like, and I understand what you just can't. You can't be a guy that was drafted first overall. Like, I don't care what the circumstances were. I don't care what was going on in the front office. He was drafted first overall, and he had 11 seasons. Like, first overall, 11 seasons. I'm going to say it again. He was first overall in a team he started for 11 seasons, and he never won a playoff game. Right. Now, you want to blame the refs? That's on you. So I don't think it's deserving to put somebody in the ring out, and then they go on to another team and win a Super Bowl. I wouldn't put him in.
And you know what? Just to piggyback on that, I say shout out to the Detroit Lions who – at first, it was, hey, we're going to give Matthew Stafford a tribute video. Remember? Then it was like, move it to another time. Move it to next season. And then it just never came. And at first, I was like, whatever, give it to him. But now, the way that the Lions organization has moved, and considering how much they've won in such a short amount of time, they've already gone and put up 2 NFC North banners for the first time ever. I actually mess with the Lions organization, kind of standing on business, pulling back from this notion of giving him the tribute video, at least for right now while he's still playing. He's still the enemy to me.
Why does it matter if you give him a tribute video? I mean, there's guys who've come back to Detroit, and Dennis Rodman got a tribute video. And he played for the damn Bulls, for crying out loud.
But he won 2 championships here in Detroit, as well as 2 defensive MVPs, deservingly so. Without Dennis Rodman, the Detroit Pistons are a little bit less to talk about.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But it's what that person meant to your franchise and what they've done. I mean, look, Matthew Stafford's the best quarterback the franchise has ever had. I don't see what a tribute video, how that, is any demeaning to the current franchise or the fan base.
Hey, look, the fans were up in arms about it when it was rumbled about and such. They wanted the Lions to treat this and treat Stafford and treat the Rams completely as an enemy. And I wonder if the Detroit Rams stuff, that whole mania, I wonder if that never popped up, if the reception from Detroit Lions fans would have been a little bit different. Because Stafford did do a lot for this organization. They just didn't do a lot for him.
Yeah, look, you could still be the enemy and give you kudos, right? I mean, you can come in and be the enemy, but knowing what you've meant to us before, we can give you some props, can't you?
Yeah. All right, here's a good question with Stafford. Let's put him on the shelf. Stay in the same division around that same time. Does Jay Cutler deserve to go in?
No.
Does he deserve to go into Chicago Bears Ring of Honor?
No, I would say no. I don't think he's nearly the quarterback Matthew Stafford was.
Well,
but no.
stat-wise and win-wise, he was the same for those 8 years in Chicago, and he got to the NFC Championship game. We know how he played, but he got to that game. He won, I want to say, 5 or 6 playoff games.
Yeah. Better teams, but I hear you.
True.
Okay. To your point, I'm glad you said what you said about
if you're putting
about
Stafford
the
in,
playoff.
I'm putting Jay Cutler in Chicago.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
But that shows you how I feel about the conversation.
I feel you, though.
Yeah, and to your point, I'm glad you said the playoffs because I mean, if that's the case, Joe Namath probably doesn't belong with the Jets because he didn't have a winning record in his career.
I got thoughts,
He's in the
but I
Hall of
can't
Fame,
say him
but he
because
has,
that's my favorite team.
but he won a Super Bowl, right? Yeah. I mean, he was that guy. I think he's probably the most overrated player in the Hall of Fame. But he was that guy. What?
No,
is that blasphemous?
No. It's not. I just can't say it. You know what I'm saying? Jets, baby. Jets. But there is a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, more picks than touchdowns. About 50% completion percentage. Maybe it's just numbers. Yeah. Losing record in his career.
Johnny Unitas didn't even play the whole game, but I digress.
But it's an unbelievable moment, right? To predict it and to win it and have the flair. I would argue if he plays for Cleveland, if he's Sam Weich's quarterback in Cincinnati, you're not getting that kind of love.
It goes back to the conspiracy conversation that we were having because if the AFL doesn't win that game, there may be no merger. So that was all hands on deck. Because Johnny Unitas didn't play that first half, but go and look at what happened when Johnny Unitas got in that second half. Was he really hurt, or was the fix in? You tell me.
Can I bring up one more name, and it's associated with where you're going soon in Cleveland?
Okay.
Is it too soon to say Myles Garrett in Cleveland?
Ooh, to say Myles Garrett?
I'm talking about current players who eventually will have their numbers retired.
He's one of the best, man.
If we want to, let me add to this then. Let me add a caveat.
All right.
The first comment I made was about the Hall of Fame. Now it's a little bit easier to get in. Now they got analysts on TV. You know the networks they work for. Yeah. They're pushing guys to the Hall of Fame after 4 years. Yeah. So realistically, a lot of these guys are going to go in, and that's what it is. I can start. Chris Jones is going to get into the Hall of Fame. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs got a couple guys that will get in. Devontae Adams will, deservedly, he will get into the Hall. You start going through the list. Jamar Chase, he's only been playing, 4 or 5 years? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Tariq Hill, guess what? They just said he's the second best receiver of all time. I saw something on one of those blasphemous networks. He's getting into the Hall of Fame.
Somebody said he was the second best all time?
When they were having a conversation about he and Randy Moss and Jerry Rice, the conversation got him in, and he should be right up underneath them. If not, better than I 100%. This isn't me.
I just heard somebody say, get the
get the bleed. So they're going to put everybody eventually in the Hall of Fame. That's why when you asked me, I gave you 3 names. Everybody else.
I'm not calling about Hall of Famers. I'm talking about whether their jerseys are going to be retired. So Myles Garrett, I think he's got 102 sacks career. Yeah. He's already top 60. He's played 8 years in the league, and he's that quick to get to that number. I'm not saying he's going to eventually be the all-time sack leader, but the way he's climbing right now, it's really impressive, and it's something you at least have to take into consideration, don't you think?
Kool-Aid, is there a year minimum that they look at and you think they would look at for Ring of Honor? Like, all right, you had to play 5 years. You had to play 6 years. You had to play 8. Is there one for you?
Unless those special cases, like a Saquon Barkley, I feel like he's definitely endearing himself right now to the Eagles. But there's going to be those special cases outside of that. I am looking for a little bit of longevity. I'm looking to see if they contributed to at least a couple playoff runs where you hung a division for your a division banner. Where you had an opportunity maybe to go to a Super Bowl or something like that. Like I'm looking for that type of stuff.
This is a good example for me. I love that you said that, and this is where I'll leave it. Nick Mango got into the Jets Ring of Honor 2 seasons ago. Nick Mango, all these Ohio State Buckeyes all of a sudden. He's an interesting dude, but he became a good friend of mine.
Right.
He played 12. I think he played 12 years for the Jets. He was a part of 3 playoff runs. He made a bunch of Pro Bowls, whatever. But in that time, you remember him. You remember Nick Mango as a damn good center. You remember some of the playoff runs. You remember some of the moments, and he had some longevity to what Kool-Aid said. To me, that's an example of that's what it should look like when you get into the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to use examples of today like Kool-Aid just said Saquon Barkley. He still has I think he's a fantastic player. I would love to have him on my team. I love him as much as the individual as anything else. 2,000 means a lot. Super Bowl means a lot. Freeman McNeil has more rushing yards than he does. Yeah. Okay, so I think we sometimes in today's world, because of 24-hour news, 24-hour sports, we're looking for topics. We rush guys immediately, and we think to ourselves, "Oh, holy crap! I didn't realize Larry Zonka has more yards rushing than Saquon Barkley." So and Larry Zonka's in the Hall of Fame, and he played on the perfect team in Miami. Right. But I'm just saying there are times where we kind of rush our thought because we're in the moment right here and now. When there are other players, Michael Turner, for example, shout out to Northern Illinois, has more yards than Saquon Barkley. We have to be careful. Turn to the burn.
Yeah. This is very true. We understand kind of like the start of his career. He missed some games. Year 2, year 3, year 5, he missed some games as well. So definitely understand that. But I think people get excited on the highlights. People get excited on the excitement, to your point, what you're seeing put out by now all this content, all this ability that you have. But how many times have you seen Saquon Barkley jumping over the guy backwards?
Yeah. It's one of the more amazing athletic feats in any sport I've ever seen. And just to clarify, in the first game, Saquon Barkley is going to pass Michael Turner. I'm just telling you, give you an example of where he's at. I mean, he's 65th all time. We were talking about things earlier in the week about great running backs and players we want, and we'll do that a little bit later on, the best trio in the NFL. I just think we sometimes have a tendency to rush the players we really like or we're following now without realizing what has come before them.
Yeah, I played on the team with 3 individuals that have over 12,000 yards in the NFL. I played with Thomas Jones, who no one will talk about. Meanwhile, he had a durable career. You know what I'm saying? 4 different teams. Played with LaDainian Tomlinson, who we talked about yesterday. Shout out to LT. And then Frank Gore.
Oh, wow.
I played with Frank Gore.
Yeah.
So, that's 2 Hall of Famers, 2 Hall of Fame running backs at least.
Yeah. Frank Gore is 3rd all time, by the way, in rushing.
He is.
Yeah, and I know we got to get to, we got to go say what up, though, to some friends real quick, and then we'll be right back. But we just started a poll in the chat, and I want you guys to participate, not just in the poll, all right? I need you guys to also put in the chat why or why not. The question, would you vote Matthew Stafford into the Lions Ring of Honor after he retires? I want to know what you guys think, so put it in the chat. We'll definitely read off some of the best ones when we get back. But first, guys got to hear a message from Feldman. Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Highland, New Hudson, Novi, Livonia, and Lansing. And this month's specials, you guys see it right there on the screen. The 2025 Silverado Crew Cab, 1500 Crew Cab for $189 lease per month. 2026 Equinox is going for $209 a month. And this offer, it ends on August 10th. So get there quick. And you know what? I'm about to pass it over to Braylon Edwards for Planet Fitness, man.
Well, your fitness is essential, but right now, man, it's about the teens. Teens 14 through 19. You guys get to work out for free, and it is up until August 31st. Yes, let's get you guys out of the house. Look, mental health is just as important as physical health, man. We want to bring you into a gym, Planet Fitness, where they just know how to do it, man. It's a judgment-free zone, man. It's clean gyms. In fact, it's super squeaky clean, and then they're just cool, man. So let's get out. Let's get you into the gym. Let's guide you along because there are trainers there to assist you with your workouts, man. Just have some fun. And for those of you that aren't 14 and 19, look, man, you know what time it is. It's fitness that fits into your budget. Be around like-minded individuals like yourself. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Summer's heating up and Feldman's clearing space for the incoming new models. That means massive markdowns during Feldman's hot summer sale. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $189 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for just $209 a month. Inventory's moving fast, and when it's gone, it's gone. So don't sweat the search. Just get to Feldman. More locations, more inventory, more ways to save. The hot summer sale is on at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports. WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Red Wings uniforms is because they're simple. Same thing with the Pistons, red, white, and blue. Absolutely love it. It is simple. It is easy. It is, in a word, uncomplicated, classy, much like Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Walk in, sign in, and before you know it, you are met by a very classy individual. They cut your hair, you look really good, you feel really good, and as Braylon always says, look, that's part of the issue, man. You feel good, you're gonna look good, handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
You back, man. You look good, you feel good. I don't care who told you anything different. It is not true. If you look good, you feel good.
My dad used to use the phrase, you got to look like a ball player before you are one.
Yeah.
You know what?
100%.
Man, my pops would tell me the same stuff. He said you have to dress the part first. He said you're not going to just start doing it or even feel natural in that place unless you start practicing it today, man.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that.
Only problem with that, and when I was coming up in Detroit PAL and Detroit PSL, and even when I got to Michigan, there were cats that spent so much time and effort on looking good, man. They had the spat, they had the right socks, or they had to, back in the day, if you know about it, you had to wear the pantyhose, pull those up one leg at a time, and then put the spat on top of that so you look clean. Had the gloves, the towel, did all that. Couldn't catch, couldn't run, couldn't tackle, but they looked the part. But they looked the part.
Immediately, you know who I think of? I think of Lester Hayes.
Oh,
he sure didn't look good. He had Stickum all over him. So he looked like he just came from Sanford and Son's backyard.
15 picks.
Right? But that dude could catch everything. Stickum helped. And he was a really good cover corner. Deion Sanders looked really good. He looked the part. He had the bands. Everything looked really sharp. So different strokes for different folks, right?
Hey, and you know what?
For two, boy, it's tough.
I want to pay some attention to the chat as well because they're putting in their answers as it relates to Matthew Stafford before we get into this next topic. But would you vote for Matthew Stafford in the Lions Ring of Honor right now? 59% of the chat is saying yes. But Just a Fan says no Lions pride list for Stafford. Why? No playoff success in Detroit. He asked out in Detroit. That's number 2. And number 3, he says he turned on Detroit fans. Hence, boo them kids merch. And then I see another one. Eric Shaw. Stafford was one of the most prolific quarterback talents I've ever seen. I was happy for him to get a ring. I remember trading him, got us the picks and players that made us dominant. Now he's moving a little bit towards the side of putting him in that Ring of Honor. And Desert Stallion 14 says, of course you put Stafford in the Ring of Honor. If no other reason is because he's the best QB to lace them up for the Lions. If you can't honor the best to do it for your team, then what the F are you doing?
How did he turn on Detroit, just out of curiosity?
Well, he asked for the trade initially. I'm not saying I agree. I'm just simply saying he asked for the trade initially. And once he incited the trade, they went and found the trade with the Los Angeles Rams, and who Jared Goff never knew what was happening, but Stafford did. That's when it hit for them.
Yeah, I understand the whole process, and I know what happened. I'm just wondering why people think you're turning on a team. It's interesting. We want certain guys out of here. We do. I mean, as a fan base, we say, I want these guys gone, right? I want – Prince Fielder came here, embraced it, loved it. People could not stand him, all right? They wanted him gone.
I remember that.
What's up with, that kind of are we expecting players to stay in our town with the same team that we bitch and moan about, that they don't put enough money in or support them in any way? You and I can complain about it. The player can't do anything about it. That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, absolutely, Shep. I agree with you. I only got one thing to add. But after being 12 years in one place and you haven't got it done, and then you're looking at a third rebuild, I don't blame Stafford for one out at that point. Like, it just made sense at that point. But the one reason Lions fans hate him more is not only the boo the kids thing, but after that playoff game in which we won by 1 point, he went out on the podium, and they asked him, was he happy for the city of Detroit and the fans? And he did not acknowledge the fans. That's where the shift actually happened. Yeah. That's where it happened.
Okay. That's you know what? I appreciate that passion. I really do. I hope I hope you remember the different things that he's done for the kids in the city of Detroit instead of that. Okay? That's an emotional moment. Braylon can relate better than anybody in this room and in this building. It's an emotional moment. They're asking you to talk to the media within 10 minutes after you just lost to the team that you couldn't win with. Okay? But we're going to sit there and complain. What about all the charities that he's done? What about all the fields that he done? What about the police and fire departments that he helped? What about the little kids travel hockey team that couldn't afford anything, but he paid for it and never got any advertisements out of that at all, or acknowledgement? Not that he was looking for it. I'm not trying to sit here and tell him, let's build a statue about the guy, but we're going to look at that one aspect where it's really freaking emotional for a guy who just lost, and we're going to judge him on all that. That's tough for me to do.
That's because you're logical. An average fan, actually more than an average fan, is not a logical individual. It's an emotional, emotional, petty, angry, angst-type creature, especially when your team hasn't won a championship. You're waiting, you're fighting. So, like, you're emotionally tied into the game. You could care less about what happens off the field. You see this player as a piece. You see this coach as a coach that is going to get this team to the Super Bowl. If they don't do it, I don't care about how good of a person is. I don't care that he works with American Red Cross. I don't care that he does this and he's actually raised money for scholarships in your community. I'm speaking from existence because this is what it was in Cleveland. But that, once again, that fan is far and few from the overall message. But if you want to talk about that fan, they don't care about that.
No, you're right.
That's 100% me.
You're right.
Yeah, that's 100% me. And I didn't know I was that way until I watched him win that Super Bowl, and then I just couldn't bounce back from
Couldn't
that.
think any of the
That was my
positives that he
moment.
did. Right?
No, Ricky preaching,
really
man.
good.
What about? Did you have that same philosophy when Ndamukong Suh won a Super Bowl?
No,
Because he left after 5 years.
no.
Okay.
I honestly didn't.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But how much of that plays
Must be his
into
face.
how an individual leaves a situation or how it was said? And Dominican wanted to stay here allegedly, but they
No.
pay 1 or 2 people.
I never heard that. I mean, he couldn't wait to get the hell out of here, is what I heard. I covered him on a regular basis. He couldn't wait to get the hell out of here.
If you're telling me that you're not going to pay me what I'm worth and you're going to spend that money on Calvin as well as Matt Stafford, and I'm going to give you a fraction of what you're worth, I would want to be out of there too.
Okay.
Like, if you're not going to give me what I want, at that time, he was the best interior defensive lineman, and
Without
it wasn't
question.
even close.
Agreed.
And you mean
100%.
to tell me I can't get what I'm worth? You give me a fraction of it? Meanwhile, I can go down to Miami where there's no state tax in the state of Florida as a middle finger to you. I'm out.
Yeah. I don't recall the offer
Yeah.
and everything that's associated with it financially. I think that can turn off a lot of fans too when you start bringing money into it. But I understand why
But the
athletes
fans
do
bring
it.
the money into it.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of their not caring about the athlete is because of the money they make. Like, when athletes weren't necessarily making that much money in the 80s or 90s as a whole or 70s, and you see the average player, you see him playing a game, and then in the offseason you see him working at the dealership, or you see he's doing the same thing as you. He's driving a similar car to
Yeah,
you.
right.
There was a lot of, all right, cool, there was a lot of forgiveness and a lot of chill. But as that car range started changing, and I'm driving a Honda Civic, and this guy's now driving a Rolls Royce, that's where a lot of that F the players off the field stuff, just what are you doing on the field?
To me, it gets a little frustrating when we're always looking at the players leaving instead of the team not willing to retain them. Lance Parrish is a really good example. Wanted Lance Parrish to retire as a Tiger, right? Tigers wouldn't pay him, so he left. Jeff Hardings could have been an excellent player for the Lions for an extended period of time. They wouldn't pay him. He goes to Pittsburgh and becomes, a multi-all-pro and wins a Super Bowl. Sometimes it is the franchise. At what point do we as fans feel like you've got to suck it up and play through it, even though we recognize the organization isn't doing what we think they should do?
Does this extend, and this is all Kool-Aid, Ricky jump in, does this extend to the Barry Sanders conversation and how he did it?
Or the Calvin Johnson conversation and why he did it?
Yeah, Calvin, I feel like gets more of a pass than Barry because Barry sent the facts in and people have never recovered from the facts.
Right.
Yeah. I was close to Barry when my dad was, so I always was Team Barry. But as I got older, I started to understand the fan base a little more. I'm still Team Barry.
Yeah.
But that's kind of shady, middle of the night.
Yeah, if Barry retires in a different way, are we upset? Is it the facts?
So.
Is it the action?
Yeah,
or is it the fact that he
think-
did it knowing that, my God, you are so close to Walter Payton's record and I want that for me and our fan base?
You know what? Because as Lions fans for a long time, all we had to really hold on to were those records, were those types of accomplishments, were those specific players. That's why we do still celebrate guys, us here. Even if the NFL world doesn't, we will celebrate Robert Porsche. We will celebrate Herman Moore. We will even celebrate the Johnny Mortons.
I'm not sure about that.
I'll give you Perriman.
We'll tip the cap at the very Brett Perriman, though. That's even better one. But
Benny Blade.
and that's what I think it is. I think it was during that time you knew that you had a chance if you had Barry because he was a cheat code. He had an opportunity to hit a home run every single time.
No, we get all that. I'm asking,
a lot.
but I'm asking you, if he retired differently, would that have mattered to you?
I don't think so because
not
I think in the 90s, the decade of Barry, essentially, like the Lions only had 3 moments. They had the 91 season, which led to the 92 NFC Championship game. You had Barry And then you had Barry's 2,000 yards. And you can add a small one, which is when Herman Moore, Brett Perriman, and Scott Mitchell, when they broke the record for a receiver duo.
Johnny Morton,
124. Outside of that, there's nothing. It was all Barry. Barry could have legitimately he could have went downtown Detroit, could have put out a podium, and he could have been on the microphone for 3 hours talking about his love for Detroit and what Detroit meant to him. He could have been on top of the Pontiac Silverdome. Hey, thank you, fans. They wouldn't have cared because Barry was all they had.
That's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at.
They blame the facts as an excuse. Yeah. It's really that he retired, but you can use the facts as an excuse.
Yeah, I think there's 4 guys in the history of this sports town who could actually have been governor. Steve Eiserman.
1.
Gordie Howe.
2.
Al Kaline and Barry Sanders. You know? Those guys, they walked on water, okay? We loved certain other players.
No Pistons?
There's some baggage with some of the Pistons, and that's part of the issue.
Okay, fair.
So therein lie, I think, is the issue with.
And I feel like Megatron's getting there too.
Pistons did have a mayor.
Dave Bing, God love him. He's the man. Well, the interesting thing about Barry is I always reflect back to his years, and I think you mentioned it. I think 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. If Eric Andlusek and Mike Utley stay healthy. How good? Both were 25. One was paralyzed, Utley. One was killed while cutting his lawn. Yeah, in 1991, that team won 12 games. If those 2 guards, with Kevin Glover and Lomas Brown, and I think, is it Sean Bowers who was the right tackle? If those 4 guys at least, no disrespect to Sean Bowers, if those guys stay healthy, how much better is he? How much better are the Lions?
You got to add one more caveat to that.
Okay, what is it?
You got to bring back the quarterback, too. Because remember, you didn't bring back Eric Kramer.
Yeah, well,
it was Kramer and the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but remember, Kramer and Rodney Pete split that year. They were both 6-2.
Very true.
So I'm not sure which one I would go with, because Rodney Pete was pretty good when healthy, too. I'm not saying they're the second coming of Tom Brady. I'm just saying both were good enough to help you win some games.
I think Rodney Pete, when I look at him, I think there's quarterbacks. It's like 3-tier quarterbacks today. There's the quarterbacks that are elite and can do it all, and there's like 3 of them. Yeah. There's the quarterbacks that are really good, but they're still they're the guys that a particular coordinator likes. Ben Johnson, he liked what Jared Goff could do in this situation.
Ben Johnson or Ven Johnson?
Ben Johnson.
Oh, I thought you said Ben Johnson.
Because he is a fighter. I forgot. That is blasphemy, if you will. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, yada, yada. Then there's the quarterbacks that just are bad. Rodney Pete was a quarterback that I think thought he was better than the system. Meanwhile, Eric Kramer understood exactly what he was and how to use the system. So I would have went with Eric Kramer in that point.
That's really good insight. I looked at Rodney Pete as a serviceable quarterback. Yeah. Okay.
He had the name, he had the look, had a better arm, if you will.
Yeah, and he was mobile in 2. I just brought this up. So the next year after Andlusek, Utley were no longer available, the Lions put Sean Bowens at left guard, Ken Dallafor at right guard, Scott Conover at right tackle.
Who?
Yeah, I like Scott Conover. He's a really good dude, okay? Played at Purdue, so Big Ten guy. Really like him. But they were not the same unit, yes, I said unit, as the year before. You see what I'm saying? Paul?
Okay, I see you, Shep. Yeah. I see you, Shep.
So I think Barry Sanders and this franchise, the team, I think that was a really big moment in franchise history. And both of those guys being healthy would have really helped immensely with where that team was headed.
That sucks too.
Yeah. We've got to take a timeout, right? Top of the hour, so a quick timeout, right? We got some baseball and some additional football conversation on the way.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to tell the people about merch. After that, we're going to hear from Dr. Pierce as well. But I want to give the people a little update on this poll too. 57% of the people said that they would vote Matthew Stafford into the Lions Ring of Honor. And just to back up what Bray was saying as it relates to Barry Sanders, the chat is agreeing with you. They're saying that, it's realistically the fact that Barry Sanders, he was it for them. And then after that, it was like, what do we have now? So some people are agreeing with your take on that one, man. So shout out to the people. And you know what? We
They didn't like James Jones? I'm not sure. I don't understand.
Hey, Barry was our combatant to every other conversation. You want to talk about wins? We bring up Barry Sanders. You want to talk about best players? We're bringing up Barry Sanders. You want to talk about Super Bowl? Barry Sanders had 2,000 yards last year. He was our answer for whatever you're going to bring up to try to poop on our team or poop on our spirits. All right, well, we got Barry.
Anytime you got in a debate with somebody outside of Detroit and they said your team sucks, the one thing you could at least say to try and save face, we've got Barry Sanders, and drop the microphone and leave.
And it was a microphone drop.
That was it, man. And you talk about a microphone drop, man. One Mr. Barry Sanders. But, hey, people, listen, we're going to get a giveaway goal as well. So if you guys like merch, you got multiple ways that you can go ahead and get some merch. Let's get to that like goal. I'm going to drop it in the chat during the break, and we'll make sure that somebody goes home with that. But if you can't wait, you want to go and get some merch right now? If you're tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch, it's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com and click shop. Hoodies, tees, hats are guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com and click shop. And now, over to Braylon for Dr. Pierce and the Secret Sauce.
Dr. Pierce and the Secret Sauce. That's right, Dr. Jeff Pierce, injury insider with Michigan Sports and Spine. Look, he is a friend of mine as well as a doctor that you should trust, man. Anything going on with you, this is who you contact. Look, man, look at the number above. Look at this, scan the QR code above my head. He'll be in the studio actually probably in about 30 minutes, and we'll get some great conversation with him as it relates to injuries, inside information. The season is coming up shortly. Training camp will be starting. He'll talk to you about that. But he's more than just that. D-Mac trusts him because he worked with the Red Wings for decades and decades. He has decades worth of experience. Dr. Pierce is the doctor that you should get to know.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Summer's heating up, and Feldman's clearing space for the incoming new models. That means massive markdowns during Feldman's hot summer sale. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $189 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for just $209 a month. Inventory's moving fast, and when it's gone, it's gone. So don't sweat the search. Just get to Feldman. More locations, more inventory, more ways to save. The hot summer sale is on at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Armani and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Hey, it's Stick from Woodward Sports. I'm out here at the Feldman shop, of course, you know, because they are #1 people. And the Ineos Grenadier, that's the new car that they got. But I got my man here, the Sun God. I'm not lying. His name is Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He sold me a car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Come see us out here, baby. We in Waterford. We got the pre-owns all day. We got the Grenadiers, and we got new Chevys all day. Whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah, and I went with this one. I like it. 2023 Durango. It's used. Only got like 30,000 miles on it. And this guy, man, I was like, listen, this is my price. You either make it happen or I'm out of here.
Easy.
You know what he did? Went to his boss. He's like, I'm making this happen for this guy. Came back, threw the contract on the table. Now I'm in the whip.
Yes, sir. Sign, drive, 0 down, easy money all day.
All right, Feldman, what's the address here, do you know?
5300 Highland Road, Waterford, Michigan, 48327. Open until 6 o'clock every weekday except 9 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. Only day we're not here for you is Sunday. Every other day we're here to get it done, baby.
And his legit name is Amon-Ra. I'm not lying. It was
Yes, sir.
destined. It was meant to be. Woodward Sports found this guy. So
Exactly.
thank you very much, man. Enjoying the car, and the kid likes it too. It's nice and safe.
Now, what if I told you you could place a bet up to $1,000, and if the bet doesn't hit, you get your money back? You probably wouldn't believe me, probably think I was crazy. Scan the QR code or enter the code Woodward1000 right now at the Caesar Sports Bet app. And that can happen for you right now, man. Deposit a bet up to $1,000. And if it doesn't hit, you get up to $1,000 back. $20 minimum bet. Up to $1,000 back, man, just for taking a shot. You got to do that right now. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today. It's the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use that code Woodward1000 or just scan that QR code on the screen so you can get your shot at a free $1,000 bet, man.
What up, dope?
You and I are fortunate in here. We're watching the 153rd opening or playing of the Open Championship.
Ooh, I'm not
at
watching.
Royal Portrush. Well, you're a golf fan.
Hey, you snitch. You're not supposed to tell everybody.
You are a golf fan.
No, very true.
And I'm looking at this course, and it's not like I play a lot of links golf. Is that a place you'd want to play?
So I'm not a fan of these courses per se. I mean, it was beautiful out in Bandon Dunes. Bandon Dunes kind of has like a look like this into how the rough looks, or the hay, or the heather, if you will.
Yeah.
These are tough courses. And like realistically, two things about me. I like courses that are more green, flat, and have the dimension, that look that you see through the screen when you're watching Torrey Pines, or when you're watching, Pebble, when you're watching one of Oakhurst. I like that. I like the aesthetic and the topography of that. Also, too, that scares me.
Yeah.
Like, that scares me. I want to enjoy my golf round. Like, I don't want to go out there and I'm like, fighting the elements, fighting if I get it, an inch right of the fairway. Now I got a horrible shot. Like, I don't like that. If I hit a good shot, it should be a good shot. I should be rewarded.
When they played the U.S. Open at Oakmont, people asked the golfers, what would a recreational golfer shoot?
Yeah.
And they said 120, 150.
I believe.
Wasting my time.
Lose at least 24 balls. I mean, if it's a challenge for them.
It's not a good day.
No, not a good day. Somebody was at the Major League Baseball All-Star game and asked the players, could a regular guy stand in, and if he took 100 at-bats, how many hits would he get?
Define this regular guy. Is it just Joe Schmo that
Like
works
the
at
five
guy?
of us. The five of us.
Okay.
Could we hit any pitcher on either All-Star roster? One hit?
No. I just no. If they're really throwing their stuff, I'm gonna just sit here and just say
maybe
no.
you
Especially
get
with my
one
experience
if you
in it.
knew what pitch was coming. Maybe 1 out of 100. Maybe.
I think they could tell you the pitch, the quadrant,
the side,
everything, and
I
you
can't,
still wouldn't be able to do it.
I'm with you, Shep. Absolutely.
All right, the average person, I'm saying 0.
Right.
Like, I'm being honest. The hardest thing in the game is hit the curve, is hit a pitch. Like in sports, like to me, hit a curve. You can do that. You deserve to get the money that you can get. So I'm saying no. If you gave me 100, I would hit 4.
You would get 4
I would
hits.
hit 4. Baseball is my love. Like, I still go to batting cage from time to time and dial into, some heat. So
what?
Flex on them.
Hold on a second. Let's do this.
I can get 3 hits. We can go to the batting cage right down the road. I'll show you
What's
what
the
I'm working
fastest
with.
pitch you ever hit?
100.
Okay.
So if Paul Skeens is on the bump, you
Yes.
think you're getting 4 hits off him in 100 swings?
2.
I only think a person can get 1 because of the 100.
Hold on. We had the same conversation 3 years ago when people were talking about, I think I could catch 1 pass if you put me in the backfield. I can get 2 yards. Me as a person that played high school baseball, hit 100 mile an hour pitches, I can't get 2 in 100 at bats.
I believe you can.
I don't think you could
4.
either. Not at age 42. No.
I think you could.
Look, I played high school baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, college
I would
baseball
throw
to a
my
certain
back
extent.
out to
I
get 2
played on
hits.
really good travel teams. There's no flipping way I'm doing it. Of course, I'm older, but
Yeah, but I'm looking at it from my angle, my lens. Like, I know the game. I can get 2 hits. Y'all didn't say where hits go.
Listen, I don't care if you know the game or not. I don't think knowing the game has anything to do with it.
I still have it, but I'm not the average person. Like, I played baseball. Like, I know how to have an eye. I know to set the batting box. I have a stance. Like, I got to swing. Like, I'm actually.
Well, when you say you go to the batting cage,
that's trivial considering you're talking about Paul Skeens. So it doesn't matter.
Well, plus the batting cages are coming in straight, right? Their baseballs, their pitches, they all have movement.
I took BP. Last time I took BP for the Tigers would have been 17. Yeah, took BP, which
probably
is
coming in at 52.
Well, I told him to bump it up. I'm not in the league at this point. I was retired. I was like,
who was throwing it? Dave Rosema at age 72?
Rosie. Hey, man, don't be talking about Rosie. Rosie's good people.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, it's a fun conversation. It depends on who you put on the mound. Probably the answer is 0. And I'm just having fun. But I think in my mind of minds, I can find 2 hits. You give me 100 pitches, I can find 2.
Hey, you know, look, I'm looking at the chat right now. Crazy Clown believes you. He says Braylon can hit the 100.
I'm on the
thank you, Ricky.
But Dante151, he said, Braylon, stop it, bro. Eric Shaw says, I believe you. It's going back and forth right now in this chat.
But I love the fact that a former professional athlete is sitting here in shape at 42 and tell you I can potentially get 2 hits. Meanwhile, when we were having these conversations with the fans, they talk about I can get off the line of scrimmage on this DB. I can catch one pass if you gave me 10 routes. So you who have no experience can get off on a DB in the NFL.
Agreed. I couldn't do any of it.
Hit?
No. Let me ask you this:
Put Cater Montero on that mound. I get 8.
The thing is with me, you get 100 swings.
Put Montero on the mound. I get 8 hits. But it didn't start off with Paul Skeens. It started off because you hit a major league pitcher. That's what it started off as.
Well, what I said was an all-star pitcher. Could you hit it on either one of those all-star rosters?
Casey Mize is all-star pitcher. I can hit Casey Mize.
I didn't hear that part. Yeah, no.
You think you could hit Casey Mize?
I can get 3 hits off Casey Mize. Yes, this is what I'm saying.
Can we make this happen?
Clip
that. Make this happen.
3 hits.
Hey, Braylon,
I'm getting 3 hits. I'm getting 3 hits.
Bray, stand on business. We got you soloed up. Stand on business, bro.
Look, right now the conversation that's posed by my co-host Shep, he said, could you hit a major league pitcher? And then he added, could you hit an all-star major league pitcher? So then I add, you know what? Yes, I can hit a pitcher. I was talking about Montero. I said, bring him up. And then I got a little gutsy. I said, Casey Mize, if you're watching this, I appreciate your game and all that you do, and you're having a tremendous year. Congrats on the All-Star game. But I will tell you like this. You give me 100 at-bats, 100 pitches, I get 4 hits.
Listen, I'm going to go this far.
And why wouldn't I?
I don't think
that same confidence got me to the level that I'm today.
KG.
Listen, I love the confidence. I do. I don't think you could hit Matthew Boyd.
Okay.
And Matthew Boyd brings it at 90, 91.
Only pitcher I'm scared of on the Tigers is Tyler Holden.
Why?
I was just being funny because he finds those 3 strikeouts in the 8th inning every time. That's what I'm just saying.
So you would stand in against Scooble?
No.
Hey, y'all know Braylon's not.
At least he's not crazy.
First of all, KG, you yourself should be respected. I'm giving the Detroit Tiger, the guy, our guy Scooble, who's I tell you like this, I catch Scooble right now. He doesn't seem to be doing so well in the last week. If you want me to hit Scooble, I hit him right now. Scooble, I'm joking. Tarek, I'm joking. I'm sorry, I'm joking.
We're just doing the show.
Let's go.
I'm just joking. You know what I'm saying? But if there was a time, it'd be right now, Scoob.
Hey, you know what though, Brian? Now look what you're doing to the chat, man. You poisoning the chat now.
They mad at me
Randall
now?
Smalls put in a $2 super chat. At 40, I would have took on any pro in the home run derby. See, super chat to say that.
If
bro.
you can't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. I believe in myself versus any pitcher in the major league, not named Randy Johnson. I ain't going in the batter's box with Randy Johnson. No way, no how, no thank you.
Because?
One, he was. Well, you know what his nickname was, but 2, he's my favorite pitcher. 6'10", so that means he's 7'3" on the mound, and he's throwing a slider that's coming out from behind me.
Yeah, the arm angle
coming back in front of me.
Oh, are you a left-handed stick?
Yeah. Well, I can go both. I didn't tell you that.
Oh,
see?
Okay. I didn't know you were a switch hitter.
Plus, well, in the
KG's
world of
just shaking his
baseball,
head,
I'm
man.
a switch hitter. In the world of baseball, I'm a switch hitter. Plus, he's the only one that blew up a bird. Like, I'm not getting
that is kind of crazy.
I'm not getting
just moving forward. You know, moving forward with these conversations as we embark on weeks and months and years of hopeful success, Let's not bring up the
the
fact that we played high school athletics and then can do it at the highest level.
Yeah.
Okay, in anything. All right? I played high school basketball, so what? I played high school basketball or baseball, so what? I played high school football, so what?
But I'm mixing a professional sport with that high school sport. I'm mixing mental. I'm mixing what I've been through. All of that goes into the mental of being a pro athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking that to a sport that I was really good at and trying to merge them to see if I can find 3 hits off Tarek Scoop.
Yeah.
It went up one.
Now it's 3.
It went up one.
Just not buying it, but I appreciate it. I love the self-confidence. And that's the difference between athletes and common man. I mean, they have to have supreme confidence.
There we go.
I am supremely confident you couldn't, but I'm glad that you think you could. I think that's really cool. How many people used to come up to you as whether not while you're split
I
wide
know
right,
where you're going.
and telling you, you know what, this is what I would do, this is what I could do because I did this at a Division IV school in high school?
All the time on the golf course. You would be surprised at the moxie that people have.
That's wild.
Like, you know what I mean? And especially once I got a little bit further removed from the game, guys think I'm a little older, the back's a little tired. I got people coming all the time, man, you wouldn't get off the line on me. I could run a route on you. First of all, I play wide receivers. So I don't know why I would be checking you. Second of all,
but you could
all the time, and the guys will mention, well, you know, I played here. I played at Grand Valley State. Or I played a year at Northwood. Or I did this.
That's wild.
You know, I was
Northwood?
they had a football team, so it happens all the time, and I enjoy it. And they get their jollies off when they play better than me on the golf hole. Like, they take that serious. Like, it equates to you caught a touchdown on me.
Right.
Like, no, you're better golfer than me. Congratulations. You've been playing since you were 2. You're 40.
Yeah.
Man,
Dude, they tell everybody and their brother that, okay? How'd you play today? Not great, but I did beat Braylon Edwards.
I had somebody come up to me not too long ago in a grocery store and was like, and then they asked questions like you remember. He was like, yo, I got to tell you a story, man. There's this one time, you know, you came over my buddy's house, man, this man probably would do it, and he beat you in pool. Do you remember the story? I'm like, how many times I've lost in pool? First of all, like, who are you and who is your boy? Like,
no, but you
beat me in pool. Congratulations. I didn't know that I was Minnesota Fats.
Yeah.
Never knew I was Minnesota Fats. Congratulations.
You're not even Willie Moscone for crying out loud.
I've lost in horse, and people talk about it, so it's fun.
Oh,
it's
I
actually
bet.
fun. And
That's
it used to be
great.
annoying. Now it's fun.
Yeah.
Nah, hey, look, man. 2-3 years ago, though, the youth of Detroit had an opportunity to win some cash, man, at a
Couldn't do
three-point
it.
shooting contest, and my man Braylon wouldn't let nobody win, dog. Shout out to Braylon.
You were like Jordan with those
He
kids
didn't
in the
let them
shoes.
win.
Now,
That's what
Kool-Aid,
they
actually,
dress
he's
videos.
right. I won the contest, but I'm not proud of how I won the contest. Like, nobody could make a shot. Like, the ball was lopsided, the rim was bent in, so, like, nobody made a shot. I won the three-point contest with 2 makes.
Wow.
So, like, I wasn't proud at the moment, but you know, I did get the win.
But to be fair, man, you did it with multiple rounds. That last round needed some help, man. I was sitting there
It was
we
hot
about to
out
give
there.
people some money, but you did. You came away with the win.
You know,
Stop bringing up old stuff.
It's so funny. When I was calling Michigan basketball, there was one year where John Beeline brought the media out to take them through what his team does to prepare for games, a practice. So some fundamental drills. Basketball between the legs, you got to catch it, so on and so forth. Watching the film, what stands out at you. It's amazing how many of us who cover the sport have no idea about the sport or even can't do some of the little basic things, whether it be dribbling between your legs, catching the ball between your legs, shifting this, that way, another thing. It's incredible. So I get it. You know, a lot of us feel like, we played in high school. I played point guard at North Farmington, and I could shoot the basketball. Go to the free throw line. Let's see if you can make a free throw first.
Right.
You know,
Right?
Eric Soup Campbell, who's my wide receivers coach.
Yeah,
when I was in
good
Michigan.
dude. Yeah.
Soup, congrats, he's back at the University of Michigan. Watch what the wide receivers do this year. Watch how they're prepared. But
They
getting
need to
back to
be.
this,
Yeah.
he used to do the women's camp back in the day. And so being a wide receiver, we had to work the women's camp until my senior year, in which I had to.
Females learning football, right?
100%.
Right,
So
okay.
the females camp. So this could be, females from wherever. They can be students, they can be high schools, they can be administration, they could be wherever they would sign up to do the camp. Back then, football as relates to the women's, it wasn't as big as it is now. Now, like all women watch football. The numbers have gone up. You can look at and chart that, especially since Taylor Swift, blah, blah, blah.
Referees, coaches, yeah.
100%. There's more inclusion now, so, right. Man, we used to do these camps, and these women would have so much fun, and at the end of camps, they would always come up to the players or soup and say, we didn't know it was this much work. We didn't know it was this intricate. We didn't know it was this detailed. We just thought you went out there and you caught a ball, or you threw a ball, or you tackled. They would have so much more respect for what we did after going through that. So I definitely get that.
One of my favorite things to do is ask football players like yourself the name of a play. So we've talked a couple of times already this week about the Netflix series Quarterback. One of my favorite parts of that series was when all the quarterbacks read a play from what they're studying. Jared Goff with his girlfriend, now wife, she's quizzing him on different plays. Do you remember playbooks from Cleveland, New York, Seattle, even at the University of Michigan, and what your favorite play was and how you called it?
I knew the concepts. I didn't pay attention to all it. The way my mind works, I don't necessarily have to read like the whole play. Like once I hear, it's like trigger words. So I trained myself in reading playbooks when I was in Michigan, and then when I was in league. I can get the trigger words and know what the other part was. It's not very smart because you can run yourself up in some BS and do the wrong play. But for me, it was trigger words, and the trigger word I looked for was right weak zip Liz, 10 route. 10 route was a double breaking in route, but then on the backside you had a inside deep over, which will hold the safety. And a lot of times that big dig on the backside come in, catch the post. Twins right ping. Ping was one of my favorite plays.
So you do remember, yeah. Pretty damn good.
It starts to come back to you.
I think what's fascinating to me is the verbiage that football uses, coaches and players. So you just used a couple of different concepts there that I think most people would just look at, okay, I know what a corner route is. I know what a flag route is. I know what a post is. You guys have different words to describe so many different routes.
Yeah. Rip and Liz would be twins, but on opposite sides. So Rip, you go to the left. Exactly. And Liz, you go to the right, but it's twins, trips right. It's easy. Double would be a stack formation on slot side. Slot is just slot. So it's right, left, etc.
Yeah, it's intense, and I love it. But it's a lot of studying.
Too much. I'm glad I played for teams that always kept it dumb. Like the Cleveland Browns, they kept it super simple because they didn't necessarily have the quarterbacks to run it a certain way. Then when I got to
just leave it at that.
There it is. Then I get to New York, and Mark's a younger quarterback, so they wanted to keep Mark Sanchez in good situations. I get to San Fran, Alex is already a veteran, so the offense was a little bit more, but Jim's a running guy, so not a lot. And then Russell Wilson was a rookie quarterback the year I was in Seattle, so once again, let's keep it simple. Let's hand the ball off to beast mode, which is another running back over 12,000 yards.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. All right, quick timeout. BlackRock and Les Stanford coming up, and then we dive into some more football conversation on the Braylon Edwards Show.
Yeah, and just before you get there, hey, chat family, we got another poll going on right now. Do you think you could beat Braylon Edwards in a round of golf? Right now, 55% of the people say no, but 45% of these brave people, Braylon, you're giving too many people confidence today. They do think they could beat you in a round of golf.
No handicap, no strokes.
45% of the people say they could beat me in golf?
45% of the people. We're about to set something up,
Where
right?
you at?
We're about to set something
Studio's
up.
right here. Look, it's 3 golf courses literally on the same road right here. We can go down there. We can handle this. 45%? Are you crazy?
Wait, hold on.
Are you wild?
Hold on.
What's on the line?
One of those is not a golf course.
Very true. Very true. But
It's a dog track.
But at the same time, look, if you're trying to get out quick, trying to get this money.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm saying.
What's your handicap?
18 right now.
I just got mine at 25. Just lowered it, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, 18 is what they call it, sandbagger.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's like a little bit of a fib.
A little bit of a.
Yeah.
Right now, the way I'm playing, I'm probably about a 15. No higher, no lower.
I've said this for a long time. Then we'll get to BlackRock because Kool-Aid right now is freaking out. I think some of the biggest liars in sports are recreational golfers.
Yeah.
Oh, my son hits at 300 yards. No, he doesn't.
Oh yeah, my drive is definitely.
I tell you, man, I was playing with a guy one time.
Dream crusher, bro.
He's honest though.
I was playing with a guy one time, and he goes, "Yeah, I usually hit my 3 with about 280," and I went, "No, you don't."
Well, yeah, that's wild.
I got a ridiculous. Kool-Aid, don't beat me up. Good friend of mine used to cut my hair. Shout out to my boy Socks. His daughter started playing golf when she was 2-3 years old, kind of like the Tiger story. He put her in golf. He loves golf as well. She's 10 now. I go get a cut on Sunday. Hooked me up, got me ready for the show on Monday in the pinch. I do appreciate that. I haven't seen his daughter since she was 2 in terms in person. I saw her. She's 10. She's Sanaya. Shout out. She looks amazing. She's beautiful. She's so talented. He tells me, I want you to watch this shot. Okay? If I would have told you, if he would have told me, I wouldn't have believed it. Shep, on her drive, 152 out. At 10 years old, she put the ball within this close to being a hole-in-one.
She beat me.
She finished second in that championship. I said, how did she finish second and she did that? 10 years old, 152. Man. She was within 2 inches.
Beautiful.
If I'd have told you that, you wouldn't have believed it. They're getting better, Shep. Some of these kids, they can actually do it.
Good for them. Yeah. I hope she gets a scholarship out of it. Go ahead, Kool-Aid.
Hey, let's go. I'm going to pass it over to Braylon Edwards for Black Rock. And then over to Shep for Les Stanford.
Black Rock, summer giveaways. It has already begun. They're dropping prizes every week for the next 8 weeks, and today is another reveal. Let's keep it simple. First up, it's 4 tickets to the Tigers game. It's August 4th. That is the game. You know what? I may have to check out what game that is, who they're playing against. It doesn't matter. They're the number 1 team in the MLB right now, especially as it relates to the American. Do you want to come out and check them out? Come see it. Come vibe with them. Also, too, grand prize, 4 tickets to a Big Ten home football opener on September 14th. All you got to do is scan the QR code. It immediately gets you in there, and then just check on Monday to see if you win. Black Rock is not only the place that does the 755 degrees as it relates to the Black Rock volcano that you cook the steak on. They're the place giving away tickets, man. Turn up with Black Rock.
That sounds really good.
Sounds good, man.
That steak sounds really good, doesn't it?
I could use a good steak tonight.
You and I go play golf and then have a steak.
I like that.
And here's the thing: if you're going to play golf, you got to have some room in your car.
You do,
right? The bottom line. If I'm coming to pick you guys up, I better have room in the wagon for you guys to throw your sticks in, right? Les Stanford Buick GMC has those cars for you. Great offers right now. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUT lease special, $599 a month plus tax. Now that would hold our clubs. That'd be a good deal, right? Don't forget about the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation lease special for only $169 a month. That would hold your clubs. That's good stuff. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick GMC. For all these specials, go to lesstanford.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Stick from Woodward Sports. I'm out here at the Feldman shop, of course, because they are number 1 people. And the Ineos Grenadier, that's the new car that they got. But I got my man here, the Sun God. I'm not lying. His name is Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He sold me a car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Come see us out here, baby. We're in Waterford. We got the pre-owns all day. We got the Grenadiers, and we got new Chevys all day. Whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah, and I went with this one. I like it. 2023 Durango. It's used. Only got like 30,000 miles on it. And this guy, man, I was like, listen, this is my price. You either make it happen or I'm out of here.
Easy.
You know what he did? Went to his boss. He's like, I'm making this happen for this guy. Came back, threw the contract on the table. Now I'm in the whip.
Yes, sir. Sign, drive, 0 down, easy money all day.
All right, Feldman, what's the address here, do you know?
5300 Highland Road, Waterford, Michigan, 48327. Open until 6 o'clock every weekday except 9 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. Only day we're not here for you is Sunday. Every other day we're here to get it done, baby.
And his legit name is Amon-Ra. I'm not lying. It was destined. It was meant to be. Woodward Sports found this guy. So thank you very much, man. Enjoying the car, and the kid likes it too. It's nice and safe.
Big Injuries? Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Armani and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsAndSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Make sure you stay connected to Woodward Sports on all social platforms right now, man. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, along with YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok for the latest sports news, live updates, and that behind-the-scenes action. Don't miss out. Hit that follow button now. Be a part of Detroit's #1 digital sports network. That's at Woodward Sports on all platforms, at Woodward Sports everywhere.
153rd playing of the British Open or the Open Championship. The leaders in the clubhouse are at 4 under. What wins this tournament over 4 days? Give me the score.
4 days is 4 under already. I think 13 is going to be the winner.
I was going to say 10.
I'll say 16.
Yeah, that's
16.
That's too high. 13.
Have you seen that track?
Nope. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't. You said it's 4 over 4. They're already under 4 under. 4 days.
Yeah.
It gets tough though.
I think it gets tougher. I think the pin placements are going to be more difficult. The conditions might change if it gets windy and rainy.
Yeah.
And it does. It can shift like Michigan.
13 is on the high side, but I'm gonna stick with it because I'm looking at it right now. Scotty started off with 3. He's been starting off bad the last couple rounds. The fact that he's 1 off the lead, I think that gives him a little more confidence. You look at some of the other golfers that are in the mix. Let's see.
And that's why y'all the expert.
It's not to your point. It's not a ton of big names up there for that 13 score. You really will be banking on 2 players that are in 3 under right now.
Yeah, I think guys will make some charges. I think those leaderboards change so drastically at times.
Yeah.
You have to be so creative. I don't want to get into a huge golf discussion here, but you have to be so creative on those courses, and that just does not play to my game. You have to be able to shoot so many different shots.
That's why you miss some of the I don't want to call them older golfers because they still play to a certain extent, but that's why you starting to miss some of the older golfers, the Sergios, the Phil, the Tiger, golfers that played in that scramble mode. Not scramble like 4 guys the best shot. Scramble like, look, let me go down to hole 7 and then take hole 7 back to this way so that I don't have to deal with the bunkers. But this is gonna be it's gonna be a tough shot. I may or may not make it. I miss that era of golf. Now it's like if I can't get the ball 400 yards this way. That's what it is now.
Phil is in this. I think he's 1 under for the day, which tells you something.
Shout out
but I don't.
Phil.
Yeah, he's incredibly creative. Yeah. All right, the Lions storylines as they get ready for training camp. I think there's really only 2 positions that are up for grabs, and I use 2 positions as the interior line is a question, and then the backup quarterback. If it's Kyle Allen, Hendon Hooker, I'm not sure which. I don't know how much I care. I don't care until they actually have to play. I don't think there are many good backup quarterbacks in the league. I don't think there's that many good quarterbacks, period, in the world, right? I mean, I don't know how many teams carry 3, but if you've got 30 teams, 32 teams, whatever the case may be, and you're going 2, you're looking for roughly 46 quarterbacks. Yeah. I don't think there are that many good quarterbacks in the world. So I'm not sure how much I care about the backup until I have to care about the backup. So outside the interior, I think that's what gives me such great hope for the Lions this year is more than just their resume, but they are solidified in just about every position outside of 2 guards and center.
Yeah, and I got the I have the 5 unresolved questions as well. For the Detroit Lions as they enter training camp. So got it ready to go.
5 questions in terms of what the Detroit News wrote. Is that what you're suggesting?
The Athletic.
Oh, the Athletic?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of the things you mentioned is on there as well. Obviously, the 2 centers that was actually the very first thing that they brought up. It was, the assistants, the 2 assistants was actually the first thing that they brought up. Can the assistants pick up where their predecessors left off? It's common knowledge at this point that Coach Dan Campbell's staff was raided this offseason. His offensive and defensive coordinators and our head coaches, several assistants were poached, and the continuity the Lions boasted a year ago is now no more.
Yeah, tell me something we don't know. I'm talking more about position players for this team. The five questions in that regard.
Yeah, I pretty much think it's on the offensive line trying to figure out what happens in terms of being the start of that situation. I think you already pretty much at every position, you got your guys.
Yeah.
You got the guys that are going to start. I think it's interesting to see what's going to happen with the number 2 DB. Like, I understand Terry Arnold. We talked about him a little bit. He's a guy that, this should be a bounce-back year for him, but what if it looks like it does next year? I mean, what if it looks like it does last year? How'd that play in training camp? Meek Robertson as well as Ennis Rakestraw. What does that look like?
Robertson was so good against Jefferson.
100%. A lot of people still believe if he doesn't get injured, blah, 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 insert what you want. Yeah. Also, that linebacker spot. Like, linebacker's an interesting position. I know who's starting, but are you confident with your linebacker core? That's really the big tooth for me.
When you go into training camp, I've always felt this. Of the 53-man roster, you probably know 48 guys before you even open the doors to Allen Park. How many would you say the coaching staff already knows? Check, he's on this team. In other words, 5 spots,
I got
rosters.
you. Of 53,
I
think they're 40. They're 47 strong.
47.
Oh, that's wild. They're 47 strong.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah.
The 4 of us could do that right now, pretty confidently on who's making the team. There's always a surprise, right? Sure.
Yeah, because it's always like a random running back. It's always like a random extra tight end.
Linebacker.
It's going to be a couple DBs and, like you said, linebacker,
Yeah. Guys who can play special teams. Yeah. Guys who, other guys you might want to hide on your practice squad. Right?
And it's about what do you want to carry more of in a particular year. Right. This year, based on what happened last year, I guarantee they carry more defensive linemen as well as look at the offensive line. We're trying to figure out what rotation is going to work for the Detroit Lions, replacing Zeiler as well as Frank Ragnow. So I think they'll carry more offensive line and more defensive line in the beginning of the season.
You knew that going in. Look, your first year as a third overall pick, you've made the team. You don't have to worry about that, right? What was the sense of guys who, are coming in as late-round draft picks or undrafted free agents and trying to make an impression with the very minimal snaps during camp?
It's tough, man. And you almost you look at their mental and you can see it. Like every day,
you can feel that.
They're antsy. They're looking at their plays. They're making sure they know what they know. They're coming up to you, the person that I know this guy's going to be on the team. I know he's making the team. Hey, man, how did my route look? What do you think about this? Coach said this, right? He said it was 18 yards, not 16 yards. Dang, did they say anything when I got jammed up at the line of scrimmage? What did they say when I caught that touchdown? They're just coming to you with everything because every moment is it sucks. Every moment is a make-or-break play for a guy that's at the end of the roster. Every moment. You drop that pass, it sucks in one play. Well, you know what? We got to get him out of here because I only saw him on 2 plays. And of the 2 plays that he had in a week's worth of practice, he dropped one. You feel bad for him.
That's almost uncomfortable for you. You're like watching. You go, oh, that poor bastard. He just ran the wrong wrong route.
Until you get put in that situation. The first time that happened to me, I started the whole time I was with the Jets, the whole time I was with the Browns, the 49ers. When I first got there, I started that year, tore my meniscus, came back, still played as a starter before I was eventually cut. Going into the first year with the Seahawks was the first time we're going into camp 2012. I didn't know if I was going to make the team because I was a last-minute addition. They picked me up before, the day after camp started. They added me and Terrell Owens. I made it over T.O. That's a crazy stat line. But it was different because then I started having that same conversation, that same feeling. So now I'm making sure that my ankles are right. Now I'm getting more ice. Now I'm in the hot tub. Now I'm watching more film. Now I'm asking, hey, coach, how was my depth on that? And I remember, I said, oh, man, this is what it feels like to be on that side. So that day can't come for anybody. No matter where you're drafted, you can go to the point where I may not make the team. I may get cut before the season. I did, actually.
CBS Sports came out with the best trios in football.
Yeah.
The best. It could be quarterback, running back, wide receiver. It could be quarterback, running back, tight end, but it's that combo. All right. Detroit, as you see here, is ranked 4th.
Yeah.
Who do you think's ahead of them, and how much do you think the 4 ranking is legit?
All right, let's start with the first question you asked me. Eagles are ahead of them. Philadelphia Eagles will be ahead. Saquon, AJ, and Jalen. Burrow will be ahead. Burrow, I can't think of the running back's name.
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown, and obviously Chase, and Cincy. Lamar Jackson will be ahead of them because Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and he got hurt. Zay Flowers.
You're right. Those are the 3 ahead of them.
Yeah.
And that's why his name's on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
So you nailed it.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Cincinnati. Number 2 is Philadelphia.
He knows some about receivers.
Number 3 is Baltimore.
Yes.
Are you okay with Detroit being 4th?
Yeah, because I think if you look at it, if you change this, like, it can be different. You just like 2 wide receivers and a quarterback, you can add some other teams to it. But yeah, if you want to give us 4 for that, yeah, because you're going quarterback versus quarterback, running versus running back, and receiver versus receiver.
Yeah, for me, I think Detroit should be higher. And I don't say this as a fan.
Right.
Okay. I think Joe Burrow is better than Jared Goff. I think Jamar Chase is better than Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is a lot better than Chase Brown. So I think you, for Detroit, I think you have a top 10 quarterback, you have a top 10 wideout, you have a top 5. You know, make the argument you could have a top 5 wide receiver and a top 5 running back and a top 10 Q.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is the one. I think he's the ceiling raiser for the Detroit Lions, especially on this list.
That's why I'd put Philadelphia
He's the one.
I'd put Philadelphia 1, to be honest with you. I'd probably put Detroit 2.
I'd be careful with that. And the reason why I'd be careful with that is the gap between Joe Burrow
and Jared Goff.
And this is no disrespect to Jared Goff. I feel like this about everybody.
Yeah.
The gap with Joe Burrow does this in Cincinnati. Like, Joe Burrow has done this game in Cincinnati where it's windy, the weather's ugly, they don't want to protect him. He's done this for the last 5 years, and he's been to Super Bowl. The gap between him and Jared Goff
is bigger than the gap between Jahmyr Gibbs and Chase Brown.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you do that math, and then Chase is the best receiver in the league, and that's no knock to that. So that's my ranking. It's just because of how high I feel on Joe Burrow, and then how high you feel on Jamar Chase too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You guys okay with it, Ricky?
Lamar will be.
I'm not mad at this.
You're not mad at the 4. Okay.
No, I'm not.
If you wanted to say Lamar, now if you want to say Baltimore, if somebody wanted to move Baltimore, I wouldn't have a problem with it because the Ravens, they don't know when to use Derrick Henry in big moments. Like, they get these moments where they don't use him the correct way. And if you're trying to tell me Zay Flowers, who's injured and coming back, and you're hoping that he can do what you saw him kind of do, Lamar Jackson has moments where you're like, So looking at Baltimore, I can move Baltimore underneath the Lions.
Okay. Yeah, and for me, I'm not mad at this either. This is first world problems for the Lions. Now you're seeing them pop up in every list that there can be. And I think that for them, especially when they chew up, eat up, and use as fuel, this type of stuff as bulletin board material, I love it for the Lions at least. They look at everything, and Amon-Ra kind of, he put that out there in his podcast, put that out there in the press conferences and such that, I want everything that I can, even if it's the Pro Bowl, which a lot of people say is the popularity contest. I like the fact that this stuff, they found a way to utilize this as further motivation, but I don't even think they're being disrespected, though. I think 4 is a great accomplishment for this Lions team, which, Jahmyr Gibbs, seeing if he gets to that 2,000 all-purpose.
But the word disrespect is so overused. I mean, in our society, but especially in sports. You're ranked 4th, and you're going to call it disrespect. If this what motivates you, that would trouble me. All right, seriously. I mean, I think stuff like this, they barely even recognize it. Am I wrong here? I think you get motivated by winning and by making money. Period.
Braylon?
The second one for sure, but I think it's even deeper than that. I think people do care about this stuff.
Do they?
Because I think nowadays everyone has access to it, so the fans can see what you saw, and if you don't feel the type of way, they're trying to figure out why not. And I think whether it's fair or not, or whether that's what happens. And so athletes feed into this because they know their fan base. Amon-Ra St. Brown is on one of the most successful podcasts that a player does. You don't think he knows what the fans are thinking or what the people see or what the people care about. So I think inadvertently we live in a society where they care because the people that make them money or the people that give them likes, give them clicks, they care.
Yeah. I just wonder. I guess when I look at motivation, I wonder if it's every single week he's going, you know what? Damn it, we were ranked 4th by CBSSports.com, and I'm going to show them right now. I don't know if it goes quite that deep. Just so you know, Kansas City was ranked 5th with Mahomes, Pacheco, and Rice, and I think we've got that for you. The Bills are ranked 6th. Josh Allen, James Cook, and Khalil Shakir.
No.
The other members in the division, this is really well done. Green Bay 14, Minnesota 16, Chicago surprisingly 22nd. I thought it might be a little bit higher because I think DJ Moore is really good. I think DeAndre Swift is really talented, and Caleb Williams obviously a lot of talent. And knowing that the Almighty is going there and able to cast a spell over the entire city and the entire league will make Caleb Williams that much better.
The comment that I'm going to make is going to sound like I'm talking on both sides of my mouth when I say it about Minnesota. And when I say it about Chicago, but not Minnesota. Chicago, it's projection. They saw what they saw in Caleb Williams. A lot of people don't trust what they saw. DeAndre Swift he's been an interesting running back in the last couple of years because he has stats, he has yards, but he ain't it. And we know that. He's not like that. And DJ Moore is a really, really, really good wide receiver, but do you really trust the quarterback like that? So I can see why they're there. This is why I say I was going to get in trouble because I don't have a problem with Jason McCarthy, who has not played NFL yet, being 16 and being ahead of them because of what their offense is. I was surprised that 2 teams didn't make it to the top 10. I will say that.
Which 2 teams?
I was very surprised. The team that was number 11, this C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins. I was surprised that they weren't in the top 10, and I was surprised at number 12, Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson Jr., and Terry McLaurin. They didn't make top 10 as well. I think that was a little bit trivia.
I would take both those teams over Dallas. I would take both those teams probably over Tampa.
Yep.
And I would probably take both those teams over San Francisco.
1,000%. Yeah. 1,000%.
We've got a guest.
We do. We got a guest. Look, you know what time it is. Haven't seen him on the new show. It's good to have him in the studio. It is Dr. Jeff Pierce, our injury insider, but he's more than that. I got to tell you about this story. I've been waiting to tell this story. So there's a store by my house. I go into it all the time. The guys work there. You know your neighborhood store. You know the people. Sure. So I go into the store. The guy at the store, Kevin, his son plays baseball for Farmington. And he's been bragging about him for 2 years. All of a sudden, I go in there this particular day, and I say, how's your boy doing? His name is Kevin as well. I said, how's your boy doing? It's over. It's over. He's done. He's done. He's got some type of injuries. The doctor can't prescribe it. I had an MRI, or he said he had an X-ray that didn't show anything. Every time he's trying to do something, he falls out. He's in pain. I said, how much of that is real pain? How much of that is the 20-25 kids? How much is that is that? He said, no, it's a real deal, Bray. So I'm just listening to this guy who's, he's a cool guy. And I'm like, dang, I wish I could do something. Oh, wait, I know somebody.
You know people.
I know a person that's perfect for this. And actually, I had just seen Dr. Pierce about my tennis elbow or golf elbow or what the hell it was. So I call him. Watch how this works. I call him.
Don't tell the whole story.
Well, I call him, and he was in a place where he didn't have service, so I don't even know how I got through. Let's just say that. But I call, I get through, talk to him. He literally talks to the guy. He's helping him figure out what's going on, get set up. He's out of town. Still gets him set up. Guy and his son go the very next day. I run into them that same day. We checked it out. Feels better. We'll see how it works. Talked to him 2 days ago. His son played in his first game. He actually hit the game-winning hit. I don't know if he was lying, but I doubt it. Hit the game-winning hit in his first game back.
And then told you, I swear I could get a hit off a Major League All-Star.
I'm telling you, he could get a hit off a Major League All-Star. No, but I just want to say, Dr. Pierce is more than a doctor, man. He helped this kid as he does, but he didn't have to take the phone call. He didn't have to make sure. He's on the phone. Okay, what is the diagnosis? What are the symptoms? This is on the phone as people are in line.
So he got through it all, and he was able to decipher it over the phone. So you're part magician to a certain extent.
That is Dr. Jeff Pierce. Who's
a whole other title for me.
What's up, Doc?
A lot's up.
Welcome to the new show. Talk about a lot. What is it?
I love that you bring that up, and I love how you build it up. But it's a skill set that we have that we love to get out there. And I told you my next mission is to get to these kids that are being misdiagnosed, that are in that young teenage. And he fell right there. He's 15 years old. He didn't know what direction. He wasn't getting any good direction. Doctors aren't all equal out there, and the motivation and what's going on. Dad was one of those dads that, like, you're playing, old school. You're playing through pain. Didn't understand it. We had to justify. There was education on both levels. It wasn't just him. It was Dad understanding. Yeah, this is what's going to happen. You've heard me say it multiple times. When you have someone, is it better to sit an extra week so you're healthy, or to push through? He's got 3 more tournaments before. He's got a lot of skill and potential to go to the next level. A lot of times this kid gets pushed aside, bad advice, whatever we're going to call it, and it kind of takes a plummet, and the athlete starts losing. Well, I can't do it. I'm not. It must be on me if they can't figure it out. Then there's a mental picture. And then they just go down this deep, dark hole. And where he sees us, we're like, no, this is fixable. We can work through this. This is the A, B's, and C's we're going to do. It just changes so many people. And unfortunately, I get to see it, but I get to see it sometimes on other athletes years later.
Yeah, you got to listen to the right people, right?
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. Listen to the right people.
And it's not like we're so much better, but we are. We're a team that's going to peel it back.
We're not. It's not like we're so much better, but we are. I just wanted to make sure you're going to be busy this weekend too, because you're the official doctor of the Detroit Amps, and they're playing on Sunday at Little Caesars Arena, aren't they?
That's right. We got some inside tracks on that.
Yeah. So good for you. I mean, working with them too.
Yeah, no, the Amps have been great. I mean, you obviously are close to the team also, and I think it's exciting. It's going to be their first hometown crowd, and I was in Miami with the first hometown crowd for 305, and there was a lot of buzz there for it. So hopefully Detroit can step up and get some excitement for Gervin and the team and get another win going so we can, look at those playoff times.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That'd be really cool.
I'm excited.
I also got Kesha on Saturday night. We'll throw that out there, too.
Oh, do you? So you got a busy weekend, man.
I have a busy.
This
is normal.
This is the king of the concerts, man. The king of the concerts. No, getting back to that as it relates to these kids getting misdiagnosed. What misdiagnosis do you see the most? Is there a particular one that comes up quite a bit because of, engineering not being able to point it out easily?
The spine is a lot. I mean, obviously, my office is a little bit different because we're called Michigan Sports and Spine, so we see a lot of that. But a lot of spine injuries scare doctors that they put them into like more of a bubble real quick instead of figuring out what's good, what's bad, or is it just a 2-week ache, take some anti-inflammatories, get tough and get out there. It depends who you see, but a lot of times if I had to pick one part of your body, it's probably more the spine. The low back is something that like people get scared of versus like an elbow or a shoulder. Oh, you can work through that type of thing. But yeah, the neck is scary. Concussion right now is probably being overdiagnosed and overly cautious because of all the literature that's come out. But is there one that stands out? If you have to force me, it's probably spinal injuries because they do get – a lot of docs get scared. They'd rather be cautious. They're not going to be aggressive. Where if you come with, a team that's skilled in it, we don't get so scared of it. I mean, a lot – the concussions is probably right there also.
What are kids and really parents of children or young athletes today not doing that they should be doing to help them with prevention?
I just had this talk with my young 18-year-old boys, my son and his best buddy.
Yeah.
It's
good
about
lacrosse players. Yeah.
Huh?
So good lacrosse players. So
yeah, lacrosse, big lacrosse players, but they're also the energy drinks, the misuse of caffeine to get that boost during a game. Is it? I think it's a little misread. Like, I'm going to give my son an espresso, 2 espressos before the game, gets him hyped up, gets him going. Do we care about the crash in an 18-year-old kid? It bothers me when 14-year-olds are doing Red Bull before a hockey game. type of thing. I mean, they're like, well, what's it going to hurt? It's caffeine. It's a little load. It's a little sugar load. Well, they go, well, I'm going to do just espresso to eliminate the sugar. It's not the proper. Can a 15-year-old, everybody get it out of their system in time? Yeah. Is it the right way to prepare? No, absolutely not. So when you ask what's the right or wrong things they're doing, I think it's proper preparation and training. Training's huge.
Yeah,
right?
Training can be very particular and very individualistic. So I would ask you, in not just training, but I would strongly suggest, and you and I have talked about this, but a lot of it has to do with diet too, right? Sleep and diet are not as pronounced as people wanting to go into the weight room, stretching and lifting heavy weights.
Young kids don't, they have more elasticity. So what decade are we talking about? If you're talking about the young decade, yeah, they have to do proper. The biggest thing is cross-training. Yeah. When we start doing sports-specific, you start getting muscle imbalance, especially in adolescent kids. Adolescent pitchers or overarm throwers or something like that, where they start overdeveloping and their muscles start beating the ligaments and the bone growth. Then you look at long-term problems. We talked about Screwball, about his, Tommy John. Why was that he did it in college? Well, is he pushing during those adolescent years? Because when you understand the physiology of the body, the whole thing makes sense. When you talk about a coach that has a star player that's having a growth spurt, he's like, great, this kid's could be even better. Yeah. But you're not taking into account that growth factor. When you lengthen the bone, you've weakened the muscle and you weaken the ligament. You put hundreds and hundreds of rotations on that. You may not see that injury then, but you could see it later. Like everybody's like, why so many Tommy John injuries right now? Are we pushing differently? Are the kids under different stresses at younger ages?
But you have kids, Doc, right now who actually want Tommy John surgery and don't need it. That's happening.
Well,
it is.
It's partly happening. I'd rather see the biologics kick in at this point and be more proactive through the biologics.
Agreed.
Through the peptides, through the stem cell, through the PRP. I'm unofficially saying that the FDA has not approved any of that. But in high-level athletes, Tommy John surgery is something to be investigated, right? So when we talk about sports science is starting to look at the actual ligament, the ligament that's there. So when you're talking about Tommy Johns, you're talking about a muscle that's coming into your forearm and the ligaments that become weakened and overused. So when you look at it, when they're throwing so much and they're trying to throw junk at a young age prematurely, and the coach is like, oh, yeah, you got it, are they really looking at the form? Are they the right person to evaluate the form? Like Screwball, I forget who it was that was talking about the All-Star. He's phenomenal to watch because of his mechanics. Yeah. He's so smooth. Would he have been that smooth if he didn't have that injury?
Good question.
That's I can probably answer it easily. He probably wouldn't have because he was going on his natural talent. Braylon Edwards, he had natural talent at U of M. He blows out his knee. He said it here earlier. I heard him. I had a different take on the game because of my injury.
Thanks for
Sometimes
watching.
These injuries are wake-up calls to the guys that want to be there.
Yeah. This is true. Yeah, 100%, man. Those injuries, they remind you that you're not superhuman. They remind you that there are things that you can do to kind of also help yourself prevent it. I think one of the big things for me was prehab, and I've talked about this before, Don. Right. Prehab became very important to me. A lot of times people are reactionary, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to being provincial. There you go. So I started doing way more before practice. I would make sure I took a little time after practice to do things, and it doesn't take long. Yeah. 15 minutes of stretching, 15 minutes of getting on certain machines, 15 minutes of whatever it is, it can prevent you from having reoccurring things.
So real quick, because we got a lot of people in the chat who may not be in their prime athletic shape any longer. Okay, so we'd like to help all our viewers and all our listeners throughout Woodward Sports. If you were to tell young adults who maybe are done playing their sports but like the recreational sports, and some middle-aged people,
the weekend warrior guy.
Yeah, the weekend warrior guy. What's the most important thing for them to stay in shape?
The most important thing is daily routine, right? So you have your daily routine. Usually if you have some type of injury, you want to address that first thing in the morning and at least another time in the day. You do that 7 days a week, but you also have a routine of working out 3 to 4 times a week. So that's really, if you really want to be proactive and on top of it, that's what it's going to take. And the thing is, certain age groups like to muscle up on their beauty muscles.
For sure.
The beauty muscles aren't your cross training, not your CrossFit, all that stuff. You have to understand where your injury is. Like I see guys with knee injuries who are wearing a sleeve playing softball. To me, that's a great person to be proactive. Like, what's going on? You have to increase your quad strength. Make sure there's a muscle balance between your quads and your hamstrings.
Okay,
if
so
it's a shoulder injury,
so it's
your
cross
shoulder
training is basically what you're saying. Cross training and make sure you're stretching and doing what you're supposed to do in that regard.
Cross training, flexibility, stretch, breathing, and flexibility is so underrated, and hydration.
Good. Yeah.
So those
hydration. See, guys. And Ricky, that doesn't mean drinking beers, okay? He's talking
got
about
my
drinking water. Okay,
I'm
I
good.
just wanted to make sure. Doc, it's great to have you in studio. Thanks for the time today. We appreciate it as always.
Take care.
Be back with you tomorrow on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, 2 to 4. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials. And don't forget, 5 o'clock, we got another show coming up, and it focuses primarily on football. Ooh. Who doesn't love Lions in college football? We're back tomorrow, 2 o'clock here on Woodward Sports. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.